please, I think I'm gonna share this in the main group, Linux commands for beginners. So do me a favor, whatever you see which is not working, like whether it's an audio issue or the videos or anything, let me know so I can adjust it, because I intend to use this kind of setup for the future workshop, and this is one of my first workshops. I've done live streams before, but not often. This is why I'm having a hard time now, but I think I figured it out now. But it will be great if you can share your input. Just tell me anything. It's not working, it doesn't look good, you have to do this, you know, I'd appreciate that input, you know, because I have no way to know what you are seeing on the other end. So let me go back to the main screen. Okay, so okay, now I'm gonna run some Linux commands. So so I started the terminal, which is the body terminal. I'm gonna restart it again just to show you how. It's a program installed on my Windows 8.1 machine, and I use it to log in remotely using SSH with this program here. It's called the body, yeah, PUTTY. Okay, and this one you can use it for, I'm using it for SSH session now, secure shell, and I have it set up because I've used it before. And this is my Linux server here on the side. It's a local machine, it's not on a network, but you can use the same commands, but the address would change, the IP address. So now I'm gonna start the terminal. So I have the server 2, I gave it the host name as server 2. This way, because sometimes the IP address changes, even if it's local machine, it's gonna change. So I gave it the host name as server 2. This way I don't have to remember IP addresses. And you have to use port 22. So I'm gonna hit open, and I'm gonna use this, the other setting. I need to have a bigger. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. This is the terminal, and I got this prompt here, the login as. So I have to enter my username, and obviously you have to have a username on a server when you log in, and you have different kind of rights. You have the admin rights or the root, then you have the standard, just regular users, and you have others. I think, I don't know if it falls into the standard or different, but let's start with the admin and the standard. So I'm gonna log in as an admin now, and this is my login. GOKCham. I enter, and I'm gonna be prompted for the password. And if you look here, it says GOKCham add server to password. So if you don't get this login, it looks, you know, if you did not set up server 2 or the IP address of the server in the body terminal, you will have to use the host name. And the way you do it is, at one point I have to prove it to show you. What you do is SSH space and your username, and then you add in the server 2, just like here. So this is why it showed GOKCham add server 2 password. So I enter my password. And please note that when you enter your password in Linux, you're not gonna see the cursor moving to the right side as you type. It's gonna be in the same location. It's kind of confusing. It's unlike other systems like Windows, where the cursor moves every time you type one character, and it looks like it disconnected. I don't know why, even though I have the okay, it looks like there's certain time I have to enter my credentials. You cannot wait. I'm waiting too long, it looks like. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna restart the terminal. When you get disconnected or it becomes inactive, what you do, you go up and you do right click and restart session. Restart session again. I'm gonna enter my password now because it looks you don't want to wait. It's one of the security measures I have the feeling in the system. So you wait now and you kind of get, once you get in, you kind of get a screen that says welcome or something. You see it now. Okay, so you got this main screen here. It says welcome to Ubuntu 20.04.5 LTS. Whenever you use an operating system like Linux, Ubuntu, try to get the LTS. It's long-term support. It means they support it for 5 years, I think, because it looks like you'll have like updates off into the operating system, and not every one of them is LTS. So you want to use the LTS one, and they give you some information about the system and the kernel and what architecture are you running. 86, it means the Intel 386 architecture. And you have some information here about the system, and then it will give you some information here about expanded security maintenance for applications is not enabled. So that's an option, I guess. It should be enabled in the system. It shows 5 updates can be applied immediately. To see those additional updates, run apt list upgradable. So I'm not gonna do it right now, but it says enable ESM apps to receive additional future security updates. Run pro status. So what's good about Ubuntu, I'm not sure about the other Linux distributions, but for Ubuntu, it sounds to me it's very beginners friendly, even though it's widespread for commercial use and for home use, but it's very beginner friendly. It will help you whenever you type a command, you mistype it, or you type a command that does not exist in the system. The system will propose certain information and commands, and if you're trying to do something, I like this option in Linux. So and it will give you when you logged in the last time, and it will give you the IP address where you log in from. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna clear the screen to move to get to the top of the prompt. So if you clear here, you get to the top here of the terminal window and you start typing commands. So let me just look what I was talking about for the workshop, what I want to cover. Okay, I wanted to cover logging in remotely, so I did. I just did logged in remotely, and in case you don't have the server or the IP address of the Linux server set up in a terminal setting, this one here, let me right click. Okay, because I have the host name or IP address here, I have it set up. Server 2. If you didn't have this and you're starting for the first time, you have to use this one here. You're gonna use username, which is, let's say, GeoGateChannel at server 2, and you have to put before SSH. So SSH space, this is how you log in remotely using a secure shell, the SSH protocol to the server. SSH space, and this is your username here, and you add server 2 in this case, but usually the IP address or the name of the server, etc. So this is how you use it. But since I have server 2 connected to it, all what I have to do when I was presented the login screen is to enter my username and then the password. So now I am logged in the system and Linux here, the server. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run some file related commands. This is the second one in the workshop. By the way, guys, nobody joined this workshop yet. but I'll be doing more in the future, probably either in the evening or Saturdays. I have to figure out the schedule, but I'm thinking of doing it once a week, but I will let you know in a group. And I already set up this group, Linux Commands Workshop, so it's totally it's a private group, separate from the this group, Linux Command for Beginners. So once you join, you enroll in a class, and I think it's gonna be $20. I'm gonna sell it for $20 US, and it's gonna be 90 minutes live. I'll be sitting just like here now on this terminal, and I'll be typing commands, explaining, and you'll know ahead of time that what I'm gonna be covering. And I'm gonna run for about maybe 60 minutes, about an hour, and then the last half an hour I'll open it for questions. And most of the questions and topics are covered in my Linux Commands for Beginners online course. So this is because I collected and I recorded videos for the course from what I know. So if you ask very advanced topics like programming of the kernel and other, I may not be able to answer. I am at a level where I'm not a beginner. I wouldn't consider myself a beginner, but maybe